Well, today, this beautiful day, I'm out here just out front of the Shrine Center here in Macon, Georgia. It's Sihah Shrine Center, as you can see on the front of this monument here. And most shrine centers have a monument much like this. This one is a little larger than life. This comes from a picture that was taken at a festival down in Evansville, Indiana, and it really depicted exactly what Shriners are. They're here to help children. But let's go inside this facility and maybe give you a tour of the entire grounds, because you just entered the coolest life. So here we are a little closer to get in on the inside. This particular building was, I think the groundbreaking was 2004. And we actually moved into the building in 2009. So our first full year was 2010 of this facility here. It's a beautiful facility. I don't know exactly what the square footage is, but you'll get an idea how big it is once we get inside. But they used to be located downtown in a facility that when the organization was chartered back in 1910. So it's been 110 years, give or take, that they were chartered. So let's go inside and take a look around. Well, they've got some really nice offices here to the right when you walk in. And when you walk in, there's a nice foyer here. And of course, the big room. Now, obviously, with a room this size, you could rent it out for weddings and different events that happen, or conferences. They've also got a portable wall here, and there's a portable wall over here that they can push over and side to the side and actually make this room even bigger than it is right now. This is definitely a good sized room. The other facility that they had was it was older. It was a really nice facility. In fact, I may show you some pictures of that facility. But it wasn't nearly the expanse of this, and also the amount of property that they have here. The amount of property is, I think they had 33 acres at the time. We've since bought another 180, maybe 100, 200, a lot more property is the main point. Still trying to farm some of the land that's here, and still trying to do a lot of things outside. We will show you some more pictures of that. But they've got a really nice stage. So we've got overhead projection systems, so they're hooked up and ready to rock and roll for any kind of event that they have here. This is one of the paintings that I really like. It's an original painting on the wall here. It shows the sands. A lot of shrine has the background connotations of Arabic touches. At one time, all of our centers were called temples, and since just a few years, maybe less than 5, all the shrine centers now call themselves shrine centers. And that came down from our imperial potentate and our imperial leaders down in Tampa, which is where the headquarters is for Shrine. And they decided that they really wanted to get away from the word temple, because the word temple is kind of like saying the outside church. So many churches are called temples. So we really wanted to get away from that word, because we didn't want people to think that we were in any way, shape, or form associated with religion, because obviously, if you know anything about masonry, masonry is not a religion, and neither is the shrine. So that's why we call these shrine centers now. This wall of the dining room shows you pictures of all the hospitals throughout the world. There's 22 Shriner hospitals, and I say world because there's a couple that are in other countries. Like here's Greenville, South Carolina, Tampa, Houston, Philadelphia, Erie, Houston, let's see, St. Louis. This one here is international headquarters in Tampa, Florida. This is what that one there is. Montreal. So we're in another country. And also one in Mexico City is right here. So that's why we say we're international. Chicago, Cincinnati, Portland, Spokane, Washington, Los Angeles, Honolulu. I did get a chance to visit Honolulu some years ago. Salt Lake City. I've been to the one in Shreveport, and is it Cincinnati? The one in Cincinnati. So really nice centers. A great thing about Shriners Hospitals is they actually give you a tour. And the neat thing about Shriners Hospitals is you don't have to pay. So the children get treated there for free, much like St. Jude. If they have insurance, they'll take insurance, but it's not required. If the family cannot afford the insurance, it's free. That's right, it's free. You don't see that very often. They don't get the government involved and try to squeeze the government for money. It's just free. Here in the dining area, they've got basically a full kitchen. Doesn't look like a full kitchen, but it actually goes back that way, where they've got different things that you can cook with and present food. So that's all we have here in the main building. So now let's go out back and see what we have. So before we get outside, I wanted to show you a little bit about one of the extra rooms that they have here in the building. This is at the corner, actually the northeast corner from the main hall. But it's a really nice room that they will definitely rent out if anybody wants to rent it out. But it's like almost like a prep area. So when you're having a big event, you can kind of come in here and get out of the big event. So it's a nice area. Now, one of the back rooms has actually been set aside as a lodge room and as an active lodge room. This is actually Macon number 5, and they had another facility that they used to meet in, not far from here, I believe. But you could see some of their, they brought all their fixtures with them. So here's where our senior warden would sit. And you can see this is the altar here. We've got our 3 burning tapers here. You see in most lodges, especially in the state of Georgia. I really like the nice work that they've done here with this altar. And all the chairs seem to match, and also the columns. This looks like a piece of marble here, and the columns are really nice. They do a good job with that. But they keep all their items that they need to in there. And then here's where their master would sit. And you can even see it says Macon number 5 here. Really nice lodge room. It is a very small room. I think it's 30 feet from end to end, something like that. It's not very big at all. As we just walked all the way around the room, but you can see they've got some really nice fixtures, and they've also got some plenty of seating. And being inside of the Shrine Center means that probably a lot of their members are Shriners, and maybe a few of their members are actually members here. But they've got some really nice oil paintings here also. So we're going down the hallway just a little. Well, now we're finally outside, and we're actually in front of the activities building, which is not far from the main property, which is up front. This particular building, they used to actually have meetings in this building, but they don't currently, because once they built this other one in 2010, they moved over there. We're going to get in here before this truck comes by us. But this is a really nice facility, and yes, they do rent it out also. It's got a stage area. So if you want to do something here, there's also a porch that runs all the way around the back side. As you see where these windows are. Restrooms, a bar area if you want to set up a bar. Restrooms here. The kitchen area is down here. Let me take a look at it. But as I mentioned, they used to have their meetings here. Got a serving line. Used to have their meetings here. As they were building the other facility, because once they moved out of the other one, they bought this property here, and since then they bought more property toward the back. This is part of the what is this? The porch, the back porch. It's a concrete porch, not wooden, but it's nice and covered, lots of seating, and it overlooks part of an RV park that's over here that they rent space out. You obviously get a discount if you're a Shriner, and also the lake out here. This lake is stopped. They'll have a fishing rodeo for kids and disabled kids, and so they do that here at this facility. There's also portions of some RV park over here, and their property is, they actually bale this and sell it as hay. So, and some other parts on back up that way, and on back up this way here. There's roads that go back up there, and that cover the other 100 acres that they have here. And the great thing about it is it supports itself because of the farming they're able to do. It actually makes money to help pay its taxes and everything else. But I think you understand that. And so does the RV park, obviously. The RV park is basic because of the property actually produces an income. It is self-sustaining, and the RV park helps to do that. So they've done a real good job business-wise to take advantage of the resources that they have. Now, just an interesting note about the shrine here. They were founded and chartered by two other shrine centers, at that time shrine temples, as we discussed before. The two other shrine temples, one out of Atlanta, which is Yareb Shrine, and Ali out of Savannah. Now, they both had jurisdiction of the property, and there was a little bit of a fight as far as who should do what. And then the area here, they petitioned to be their own shrine center. Imperial gave them that grant about 1910. They finally got that pushed through. It took them 2 years, I believe it was. So, but they finally became their own shrine center. And since then, we also don't have the one in Albany, because this shrine center was actually over the Albany area, which is down in southwest Georgia, and now they've got their own shrine center down there. Now there are 5 shrine centers in the state of Georgia. Initially there were only 2, which was the one in Savannah and the one in Atlanta, and then this was the third one that got started here. But that all happened back in 1910, so that's all bygones. But this is a very nice area. If you need a place to stay, it's a very reasonable rates. They got full hookups here, not only here, but I believe this area here they're going to be developing in the next couple of years into more RV park hookups, and possibly even back there toward the other lakes, because this is just one lake that's here. There's one that's about twice this size. I drove by it a couple days ago, and then they're actually damming up one little area to make another even larger size lake. So it's going to be good for fishing and recreation and those sort of activities. So if you're ever here in the Macon area, go ahead and stop by the Shrine Center, check them out, see what it's all about. Especially if you're a Mason, you definitely want to check them out. But right now I'm gonna let you go, because I'm just out here trying to live the coolest life.